said to Peter, upon this rock I will build my church. On this group of ragtag followers, no wonder they immediately muttered, Lord, is it I? The form of that question suggests they all expected a negative answer. It was as if they were saying, surely it's not me. None of them could even fathom that he was a traitor. And yet none of them could be sure that he was not. Because Jesus knew them better than they knew themselves. They dared not meet their Lord's question with a contradiction. So they merely asked the question, Lord, is it I? Jesus spared to betray and let the dread of his statement work on their consciousness for a little while longer. For their good, instead he says, he that dippeth with me in the dish, the same shall betray me. That was as good as saying, one of you at this table will betray me. As I said earlier, said what Jesus said in other words. We've been in close fellowship. We've ate together, drank together, prayed together, cried together, been there for one another. But yet and still, after all of this we've been through, one of you is going to betray me. I know that just broke Jesus' heart, because if I could just think how Jesus would feel, how would you feel? Someone been that close to you. Your husband been that close to you for 40 years. After 40 years, he betrayed you. Your wife been so faithful for 25 years. After 25 years, she betrayed you. You got your only brother that's been there for you, and yet still he had betrayed you. How did Jesus feel? I'm quite sure Jesus was heartbroken. Judas, though, thinking that he had escaped detection for the moment, and probably thinking that the Lord has only a vague suspicion of his treachery, sent his lying lips with loathsome audacity into the same question, with one glaring difference. He chokes on the title of Lord and addresses Jesus saying, Master, is it I? He couldn't call Jesus Lord because he knew deep down inside he had betrayed Jesus. So he couldn't say Lord. He said, Master, is it I? He dropped Jesus' authority from Lord to Master, saying that you've been my teacher, but now you can't be my Lord. You've been my fellow, close to me in fellowship, but you can't be my Lord. We ate together, but now you can't be my Lord. I've got to just call you Master, because I got to just call you teacher. Because if I say Lord, it really shows how low down and dirty I have been. I've betrayed the Lord and not just any other teacher. Imagine addressing Jesus as Master, which means rabbi or teacher. After witnessing him feed 5,000 with 5 loaves and 2 fish. Imagine addressing Jesus as Master after seeing him give sight to the blind. Imagine addressing Jesus as Master after observing him walk on water, after watching him raise Lazarus from the dead, after he stretched the dollars in your checkbook, after he restored you to good health, after he made a way out of nowhere. You ought to help me preach this, because some of y'all know that he's made a way out of nowhere. You know, some of y'all been so broke you couldn't pay attention, but every now and then Jesus gives you some extra money and you want to say, I don't know how that happened. Well, let me tell you how it happened. It was the Lord. And you know it was the Lord. Let me hurry up. Voice is leaving quickly. How insulting it must have been for Christ to be stripped of his worthy title of Lord by one of his own disciples. Yet millions have followed in Judas' footsteps. From then till now, millions consider Jesus nothing more than a good other disciples. And Jesus attempted to save him from himself with patient long-suffering whispers back, "Thou hast said." Isn't that just like Jesus when we sin? He does not expose us to ridicule and shame. Instead, he gently draws us towards him and offers us an opportunity to quietly repent before him and him alone. That's why you can tell the pastor some things. And I got the pastor. You know, I don't tell the pastor for everything. Sometimes I go straight to Jesus, because there's something I always want Jesus to know. He says that an opportunity to quietly repent. Some things you want to quietly repent. So you got to go to Jesus. He gave Judas an opportunity to repent. And Judas rejected the opportunity to repent. How many times Jesus has given us an opportunity to repent, and we don't take hold of the opportunity? When he gives you an opportunity, grab hold and repent, because he does it quietly. He doesn't ridicule us. He does it with love. Still, we must admit that the heart that is not melted by Christ's love will be hardened by it. In the book of John, we discover that the disciple John asked Jesus, "Who is it?" And Jesus said, "He is to whom I shall give the salt when I have dipped it." The salt, or morsel of bread that is dipped by the host, is passed to a guest as a token of unity, favor, and confidence. So we learn from John that Jesus made one more attempt to save Judas, offering one more token of his all-forgiving patience and love. But Judas quietly exits the room. His heart had been hardened. This is not just a story of betrayal by Judas. At this Last Supper, Jesus also transcribed his great and divine purpose. 1, to reveal the treachery of sin. 2, to warn of the penalty of sin. And 3, to identify the sinner. Jesus' first Last Supper purpose was to reveal the treachery of sin. Jesus said, "Verily I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me." Sin has a way of hiding itself, like the musician's sleight of hand. A drunk husband snuck up the stairs quietly. He looked in the bathroom mirror and bandaged the bumps and bruises he received in a fight earlier that night. He then proceeded to climb into bed, smiling at the thought that he's pulled one over on his wife. When morning came, he opened his eyes, and there stood his wife. "You was drunk last night,"